Hello everybody, Adam fucking Howard here. Time for episode 3 of Uncle Spanky's Room Pump, where we are deconstructing the setup, the new book released by Dan and Paul Bilzerian. I was Dan's best friend back before Y2K, before we even got into the Naval Special Warfare pipeline. The first 2 episodes, I've been speaking of Dan's roommate from his first class at Buds 229, EMFA Thomas Worth. Again, one of those guys that I never actually met. I spoke to once on the phone for an hour about getting a commercial fishing job in Alaska. And for some reason, I know enough about this guy from Dan to fill a textbook. And for some reason, Dan didn't think he was important enough to mention his name. Just calling him a GQ model was enough. You'd think the guy that gave the nickname Blitz to Dan would get some credit, but no, Dan's got to take everything. Well, things that I want to address today are topics that I doubt will be written about in Dan's book, but certainly are showcased in mine. He did not write about me directly in Great Lakes from September to December 99 when we were both there with lower leg injuries getting ready to go to special warfare. 2, when I got out to California, I reconnected with a lot of Delta Etas. I had some pretty legendary weekend getaways, which may ultimately have led to the reasons why I'm no longer a Buds candidate. Some of these parties were pretty legendary. Most of the time, Dan would just fucking go to sleep early, and guys like D-Day and Malay and Lightning, they wanted to shave his eyebrows and draw dicks on his forehead, and I didn't let him. I kind of regret it now, but again, I got 3 guys in the book, 3 fraternity brothers, all of them. Actually, I've got 4 people. 3 fraternity brothers and a roommate from Buds that actually met Dan, but didn't remember meeting Dan until they read the book. And like, wow, that's that doorknob you used to bring everywhere. That like one-man pledge class. The guy that kind of lisped a little bit. Well, I doubt he's going to write about those weekend escapades, although he should have. 3, I highly doubt Dan is really going to admit to the kind of dosages he was pushing with performance-enhancing drugs. I would be willing to bet that he literally is going to feed the bullshit line that he takes 150 milligrams of testosterone cypionate twice a week and does 1 IU of HGH per day. Well, back when I knew Dan was using a lot more shit than that. I mean, fuck. The Sustanon preloads we used to get down in Rosarito for $11 a pop and do at least 1 a week. Those had 250 milligrams in it each. Dan is one of those guys that'll be on a couple of grams of stuff and tell you he's taking 2 tablets of Anavar just because he's insecure and wants you to sweat it. We'll get into the pharmacology, and I assure you there will be a lot of data brought up. Next, the trip to Minnesota. That was the week before Dan reported to class 238 when I was driving back cross country and was probably at my most self-destructive. To give you an idea of what I was like back then, I smoked an entire quarter pound of weed in less than 24 hours. I think it was about 42 hog's legs. I'm curious to see if Dan brings it up. That was also when he pointed a loaded gun at my head and tried to kill me. Probably should have, but didn't have the guts to squeeze the trigger. Oops. Also, when Dan had his heart attack, I spent a week with him. So I'm curious to see if any of that falls in there. Again, I'm just trying to make sure I give attention to detail to every page. I'm not rushing through this read. One thing that may or may not be there, I really hope that he has a recording of this phone call. It was January 19th, 2017, when I was down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at Major Lindsley's place, who listened to the conversation. Dan and his DreamWorks lawyers were on the phone, and he needed material for his cartoon. which I gladly obliged because Major just wanted to hear me rip into him like a disobedient fraternity pledge. I'm pretty good at that stuff, in case you haven't gotten the idea. You know, for the 15 minutes I was at Bud's, there were times where the instructors wanted me to pretend to be instructor, and they literally had to leave the fucking room because they couldn't keep their military bearing. I can make Gunnery Sergeant Hartman seem like Captain fucking Kangaroo. Maybe that's why Dan doesn't want me around. And lastly, I'm curious to see if Dan admits to asking me for help with his book. Again, it takes a much bigger man to ask for help than it does to offer. So I really don't have a lot of confidence that those parts will be brought up. But the fact that they're not even mentioned does not mean there will be not hours of material to speak about. Again, I think this might be a good natural break for the third episode. I encourage you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Adam F. Howard. Again, God bless America. Trust the crazy. I'm Adam fucking Howard. Have a great day. Happy Halloween.